All right, so the final versus battle in my pre-recordings of versus battles. Also, if you're new to the channel, hello, welcome. Today we're here to talk about Piccolo versus Android 17. Now, the last time these two fought was in Dragon Ball Z, where Piccolo was stronger than Android 17, but Android 17 had a lot more stamina. It could outlast Piccolo. So even though you can argue Piccolo was like overall stronger, nah, it was mostly 17 was going to win the fight if the fight kept going, right? Now, a lot has changed since then. Android 17 kind of disappeared from the story. If you go into GT, he became like an evil robot who became like stronger than Super Saiyan 4 and was able to absorb ki for some reason. But and then Piccolo, he continued to train but not do much in the Buu arc. Well, he did like surpass like himself, and he was able to pretty much be stronger than like Android 17 and Android 16 when he was training the Hotbox Titan Chamber, because he was able to survive Cell Juniors in the anime only fights. But yeah, he wasn't able to do much then. But he became more relevant in Dragon Ball Super, where if he wasn't cheated, he could have been able to beat Frost, and he became more powerful over time, be able to compete with like a newly trained Gohan, be pretty relevant in the Tournament of Power, different things like that. And we see that Android 17 became a lot more stronger than Piccolo through that time, being able to compete with Super Saiyan Blue Goku, be able to fight people like Topo, God Destruction Topo, even though God Destruction Topo was way stronger than him at that point, but be able to fight right next to Blue Kaioken Goku times 20, Blue Evolve Vegeta while fighting Jiren, and be the finale of Golden Frieza and Android 17 and Base Goku fighting Jiren, even though Jiren at that point was a lot weaker. But either way, Android 17, regardless of how you feel about it, is around Blue Goku tier in the Tournament of Power. And Piccolo was like way below that at that point, being more parallel to Android 18 during that time. But things change in the Moro arc, where you have with Goku stating that both Gohan and Piccolo are pretty much unrecognizable, even though Gohan is still way stronger than Piccolo. Even Piccolo stating that when 7-3 copied his abilities, Gohan was able to beat that version of him so easily, showing that, Gohan's still on another level, but Piccolo was more comparable to that. And Piccolo was one of the last people standing, with Moro 7-3 beating up everyone, and he was able to survive more attacks than Android 17, which putting him on the same level at that point, because Android 17, he was able to beat down 7-3 when he was using Moro's abilities, because he is an unlimited ki android. He doesn't use regular ki, so he had more of an advantage. But pretty much both Android 17, Gohan, and Piccolo was both fighting Sagambo, and none of them could do anything, while Goku, after training with Miris, was able to overwhelm Sagambo pretty easily. But he did state that Piccolo's on a different level, but Android 17 was still around that part. So it's like a same thing of like, oh, well, Piccolo is slightly stronger than Android 17, but Android 17 could probably outlast him. But now we get to where we are in Dragon Ball Superhero. Now, Dragon Ball Superhero is not following the manga's continuity per se, because yes, it does fit in the timeline of taking place after the Moro and Granola arc, but they're not taking that into context in terms of power scaling its characters. So even if we're talking about the manga's continuity, then like at that point, Piccolo and Android 17 are probably around the same level, because Piccolo was trying to do a sacrificial attack, but Moro 7-3 shut that stuff down. So you can argue that Piccolo is stronger than stronger than 17 at that point, but 17 will eventually outlast him because he has unlimited ki. But where we see in Dragon Ball Superhero is that Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 are stated to be the strongest androids ever, which is putting them above Android 17 at that point. And Gamma 1, I didn't know it was Gamma 2, completely dominates Piccolo before he makes his wish. Beats him down, and Piccolo decides, okay, I gotta make a wish from Shenron. And he talks to Dende, Dende updates Shenron, and Shenron gives him 2 transformations, which is Potential Unleashed and Orange Piccolo, which he's able to use the Pride of the Namekians on his back. Now, when Piccolo uses Potential Unleashed against Gamma 2, he's fighting on par, but he still ends up losing. So you can say that probably Potential Unleashed Piccolo is still weaker than Android 17 at that point, but when Piccolo uses Orange Piccolo, it's completely domination, man. Gamma 2 is able to do nothing against Orange Piccolo. He no-shows him. It looks like Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, where you had freaking Raiden trying his best to beat down the final boss, but it just didn't do anything. And we see the full power of Orange Piccolo when he's able to at least do some damage to Cell Max. Not beat him or anything like that, but he's able to take some hits. He eventually loses, but the fact that he's able to stay on his own against Cell Max is really impressive because Cell Max has stated when completed, not even Broly can be able to stop him. And in my last video I did Cell Max versus Broly, it's debatable if you think that Cell Max was completed in the Broly movie. Not the Broly movie, in the superhero movie, because he stated he is, but Akira Toriyama kind of contradicts that later on. But I'm more in the fashion that Akira Toriyama didn't really watch the movie's finished product, because the movie literally states that Cell Max is completed, he just doesn't have his mind control, and Cell Max is not a bio-android, so he doesn't have his own mind anyway. He's a mindless robot regardless of the mindless control, so he should be stronger than Broly regardless. So the fact that Piccolo is able to fight someone around that tier is incredible. So, Android 17 versus Piccolo. I say that Android 17 in the Tournament of Power was way stronger than Piccolo. Obviously, be able to compete with Super Saiyan Blue Goku and be able to at least fight around Blue Kaioken times 20 Goku and Blue Evolved Vegeta. Yeah, nah, he's stronger. Now, during the Moro arc, I think that it's debatable now because Piccolo trained a lot more. Goku states he's a lot more powerful than he was before. And yeah, and he just survived longer than Android 17. But then again, Android 17 has the ability to outlast him with unlimited ki. How he fought Topo, God Destruction Topo, and Jiren fighting people a lot more stronger than him. He was able to survive and eventually outlast them in different ways. Well, great, he had help in the Tournament of Power, of course. But if we're going by superhero now, Piccolo should be a lot stronger than Android 17. It is still going to be a debate. It's still going to be a close fight when he's using Potential Unleashed because he's fighting an android that's supposed to be stronger than Android 17. But I don't think he's supposed to be super stronger because Piccolo compares Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 to Goku from the Broly movie, which Goku and Vegeta from the Broly movie are using Super Saiyan Blue. And we're going by the same logic that we've seen many times before. Android 17 should be around that ballpark of that Goku and Vegeta in terms of power. So, yeah, Potential Unleashed Piccolo would probably still be weaker than Android 17 at that moment. But when Piccolo starts using Orange Piccolo, I think it's wraps, man. I think Orange Piccolo completely beats Android 17. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Who you think wins? Do you think I overhyped Piccolo? Do you think I downplayed it? Do you think I'm misinterpreting that Cell Max statement by Akira Toriyama? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you like the video, please like the video. If you want to help me grow as a channel, I want to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So your subscription will really help me out a lot. And also check out my merch. I got some cool merch. And I should be making more merch coming soon with UI sign. I already have UI sign, but a better UI sign, a better perfected Ultra Instinct with Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, and different things like that. So hope you guys enjoy that in the future. But yeah, Sons, peace. Love you all.